It's one of the best weeks of the year. We have the NFL draft coming up, we have the NBA playoffs starting, and we're here to talk about it all. This is Pass the Rock.
Yeah, yo, could one of y'all pass the gosh darn rock? Hey, yo, I'm trying, I ain't lying, and hosting this will be Brian. Yeah. Posting like Kobe Bryant, yeah. Flying to see the pie. Yeah. Hit the hezzy, we got Jesse, opinions get kinda messy. A fan of out of lefties, from football to racing Jeffy. He goes Philly when he go deep, sheesh, is Zach Zeman. Teaming up with Jack, we stack the whole team, man. Pass the rock, don't stop the shot clock. Woo. Smack the slap shot, come on, now let's talk. Pass the, yo, partner, pass the rock. For real.
What is up, fellas? I want you to know the person that wrote our theme song can still sing it after 2 years off the top of his head, pretty much 100% accurate. Jesse, am I right?
You are not lying. I had him. I put him mic to his head and made him spit the entire thing, and he actually taught me some of the lyrics. I had to re-remember them.
That's amazing. I love that.
I told him that we need a new song, though. Not a new song. I said we need the second verse. For the outro, we need to get something on there. So,
part two.
Yes. and when he goes through it, you actually learn some of the things that you think he said this, but he actually said something else. So it could be interesting. Maybe you don't know what's in the theme song. Anyway, big week. Jesse, Zach, and I leaving next week to go to the NFL draft. Sorry, Jack. Sit at home in Spain. Although that sounds like you win. But it's going to be awesome. Can't wait to do that. But first, we're going to talk a little NBA today. Some play-in reactions. The play-in tournament so far has been a little ridiculous. I'm still, crying myself to sleep every night. So let's start with Coby White. Best performance of the play-in so far, Jack?
Oh, 100%. And I mean, this is it's the cherry on top of what Coby White has done all year. I mean, he's had an unreal season. He's a legit most improved player candidate. It's probably either going to be him or Tyrese Maxey. And in what has been the Bulls' biggest game of the season, he showed up big time. And he's the main reason why they won that game. And, yeah, you got to give him his flowers. Now, are they fighting to get annihilated by the Celtics? Yes. So in the grand scheme of things, probably doesn't mean that much. But got to give Coby White his flowers. It was an unreal performance.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in a little bit about whether we like the play-in structure or not. But that's why it's important for a team like that, even though they may get probably get destroyed by the Celtics, just to have that many more games, just to have a little playoff pressure, whatever. So, Zach, any thoughts on the Bulls?
Yeah, I mean, I was really impressed by Coby White. I was really impressed with the whole game, but honestly, like you were saying, we'll talk about the play-in as like how it runs, how it's a format. I'm still not a huge fan of it. I know it's been a couple of years since we got introduced to the play, and I'm still not huge in on it. I think, it has produced some good basketball, but really it still feels a little unnecessary to me, at least.
Yeah, trust me, since you skipped through our lineup and started to talk about the third bullet down, I would have loved for it not to have happened this year because the Pelicans would have been 7th. Zion wouldn't have been hurt, and we'd be, getting ready to play the Nuggets, which probably wouldn't end up as a positive. But there's other years where this team has been able to build because they played in the play-in. So I think it's good. At the end of the year, everybody is, fighting for something, almost every team. And, maybe it's not the perfect way to do it, but I think it's good to give a little incentive and have a little March Madness feel with some single elimination. Jesse, your thoughts?
I thought Coby White had a great game, and I totally agree. I think giving the NBA a chance to have a single elim win or go home game was just awesome. It did feel like I was watching March Madness all over again here in April. And seeing Coby White go for 42, his career high in the play-in, is just awesome to see for a guy like that, and give some of the young guys who are on bad teams, because the best drafted players are all on bad teams. So maybe in a year or two we get to see Wemby in the play-in because the Spurs aren't going to be good enough to be a top 6 team in the West, but maybe he can get them to that ninth or 10th spot. And I know I just made this about Wemby without him being involved at all, but that's the beauty of the play-in, is we can see some of these top end rookies on bad teams maybe lead their team to a play-in and then maybe win 1 or 2 games, and all of a sudden they have a shot at 4 to 5 to 6 more games in the playoffs. So I'm excited for the Bulls, going up against the Heat tonight. I think that they'll have a chance to win, and then, they get 4 more games of playoff experience before they have to go home. But at least it's 4 more games of playoff experience.
Yeah. I think actually both games are tomorrow. I think there's a doubleheader East first and the West tomorrow. All right. A little moment of silence for Jimmy and for Zion. And just a perfect way for both of those teams to get totally derailed right at the end of the season when they still had another game to play. So, Zach, I'll start with you. And Jimmy, thoughts on that injury and how that impacted that game?
Yeah, I mean, him playing through that injury was just, of course Jimmy was going to play through any injury that he could. But, it's always injuries are the worst part of sports in general. You just hate to see it no matter who you cheer for, no matter who you root against, to see any player get hurt, especially one as notable as Jimmy Butler and one as notable as Zion Williamson. It's just, it's brutal to see. Kudos to Jimmy for doing what I would expect Jimmy to do anyways and playing through it for the rest of the game. But, I mean, that's just his style. He puts everything out there and then some. So, kudos to him.
All right, next I'll go to Jack, the Laker fan. So you're watching Lakers-Pelicans. The Pelicans down by 10 at half, coming back in the second half. Zion goes down. What was your confidence level before Zion went out that you guys were going to win that game?
I mean, I was still confident. The Lakers, that is kind of like their trope. They like to have good first halves, awful third quarters, like literally one of the worst third quarter teams in all of basketball. And then they sort of either they recover in the fourth and end up winning, or they don't and they lose the game. But the third quarter is always the Lakers' worst quarter. So I was still relatively confident, but as soon as Zion went out, I mean, even as a Lakers fan, you have to want to see the best product, right? Like you want to see two really good teams going head to head at full strength. And with Zion not on the floor, the Pelicans just aren't the same team. You're not nearly as scared of them. So yeah, naturally my confidence level is way higher, but you don't like to see that as a fan. You want to win the game the right way. You want to beat the team at full strength. And it sucks to see even as a fan of the opposing team.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so I'll go to Jesse. Jesse, do you think the Pelicans or the Heat have a chance tomorrow night to advance?
I do think the Pelicans have a chance. The Kings, made easy work of the Warriors, but that Warriors game was one of the worst coached performances of all time. I mean, Steve Kerr just got completely outclassed, and they had no answer for the pick and roll all night, and they had just no answer offensively or any way to stop Keegan Murray, which was just ridiculous. But I think that the Pelicans are a much better defensive team. They got some great wings, Trey Murphy, Herb Jones, who can hopefully get a hold of Fox and Keegan Murray and slow that down, and then force everything to go through Sabonis. Unfortunately, you don't have Zion to really get Sabonis in foul trouble and get some of those other guys out of the paint, but I do think that they have a good shot. I think that it's going to take at least 20 points from Trey Murphy and maybe 15 and 4 threes from Herb Jones, and he has a big defensive night like Keon Ellis just had on Steph Curry. So I think that the Pels have a chance. The Heat, I think without Jimmy Butler, they have absolutely no shot. And the Bulls, they're not a great team, but give them credit. I mean, they've got some heart on that team, and Kobe White had a great game. Alex Caruso is a tremendous defender. DeMar DeRozan is a killer in the playoffs. So I think that the Bulls should win. But, I mean, it's who gets to get swept by Boston first. I don't think it really means much. So I'm not paying too much mind to it. But I'll go with the Bulls.
Yeah. So
All right.
I'm looking at the odds right now for both of the games tomorrow night. Both games very close. You have for the East, Miami is favored by 1.5, and in the West, the Kings are favored by 1. It is pretty much a toss-up. It looks like, even with the potential of Butler being out, it doesn't seem like that's affecting their odds against the Bulls. I mean, I don't know what that says about each team, but I mean, both of these games look to be extremely close. At least that's what Vegas is trying to tell us.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
Kings. Oh, go ahead.
The injury is definitely affecting the odds. The Heat would be massive favorites over the Bulls with a healthy Jimmy Butler. Yeah, that would not be a remotely close game. So, it's definitely affecting the odds, but I do think that game is going to be close. I mean, obviously the Heat are not the same team without Jimmy, but this is still a good team. You still have Bam. You still have Tyler Hero. I mean, still an incredibly well-coached team. I mean, they're not just going to roll over and die. I think that's still going to be a good game.
Well, if you're the Kings, you might as well put the beam away for the year because you're not going to light it on Friday night. You're 0-5 against the Pelicans this year. Brandon Ingram's going to score 40, and you're going to have 20 from Trey Murphy and 15 from Herb Jones, and then we get to go and lose to the Thunder. All right. 2 years removed from the Warriors' last ring, and Klay took a long time to walk off the court. Is the Warriors dynasty done, Jack?
It kind of feels like it is. I mean, if you watch the end of that game, you watch the way that Klay walked off the floor, that did not look like the walk of a guy that's going to re-sign with the Warriors. It really did not. So yeah. I kind of do think this is the last that we see of the Splash Brothers and Draymond together. And I mean, if that is the case, I mean, that's pretty wild. I mean, it's the end of an era, really. And yeah, that's definitely a weird feeling for me in particular. And I think you could say for anyone in my generation that really sort of grew up with that team. I mean, like that team became really good and like one of the best teams in basketball, probably when I was 13 or 14. And they have been that way all for the rest of my life since then. Now I'm 20 years old. So to see that era of basketball end is a little weird for me, but yeah, it definitely was a little bittersweet as someone who got into the game in that time period.
Jesse?
Sorry, what?
Is the Warriors dynasty done?
Yeah. No, I was just looking at something in the chat, but yes, unfortunately the Warriors are done. And I was thinking to myself, man, like the Warriors have been cooked the last few years. They were the 10th seed. They got knocked out by LeBron in the play-in. They had that kind of throwaway year. And then I remembered that they won the championship 2 years ago. And I was like, that just seems so much more impressive now that run happened and was a thing that Steph led them to that title, given how bad the Warriors look now. And I know that a lot can happen in 2 years, but I mean, they were just playing such good basketball as a complete unit. And I just don't think we're ever going to see that level from Klay Thompson again. Andrew Wiggins was playing his best basketball of his life in the finals in 2022, and he hasn't been healthy enough or up to that level since then. Jonathan Kuminga is probably going to become that for them in a few years anyway. And, Steph can't do it all himself. And he had, 22 points on – I don't know what his efficiency was. It was not great. It was like definitely under 40%. And Keon Ellis, I mean, was just – all over him. And I saw the perfect essence of this game. I saw a meme on TikTok of the McQueen is fading, and it was the Warriors, and it was, Keegan Murray and De'Aaron Fox passing him on the right side, going by him. And unfortunately, I think the Warriors are fading. And unless something big happens this offseason, I don't see any room for them in the Western Conference in the next 3 years. Like, there's just definitely going to be 8 teams that are better than them every single year, unless I think they have to get rid of Steve Kerr and they need to get somebody who can actually coach a team in there. And they're going to need to get rid of a lot of these guys that are making $40 million to do a whole lot of nothing. So big.
Yeah.
Change.
Zach, do you think they dismantle the team, try to trade Draymond or Steph or anything like that?
If I'm the Warriors, I'm probably trying to let what they have like as their core ride off into the sunset in Warriors uniforms, especially Steph Curry and Draymond. It looks like every single day becomes more and more likely that Klay Thompson's going to sign elsewhere because teams think he can still become the player that he used to be before he battled injuries. But I don't necessarily think that's the case. I think we are seeing the end of a dynasty. But I mean, 4 titles in 8 years, and that's with pretty much like 2 years of just battling injuries, then immediately coming back to floor and winning another title. I mean, that's just absolutely insane. The biggest thing to me is that this dynasty is something that I will remember for a long time, growing up watching it, but it also leaves me with one of the greatest hypotheticals of all time. What if James Wiseman was actually good at basketball? Because no, seriously, because
now, by the way, I think it was the wrong system for him.
It probably was, but if James Wiseman could have worked for the Warriors, we'd still be talking about them as a top 6, top 4 team in the West. They'd still be in the running. They'd still be making the playoffs regularly. Like, there would still be another couple of years with this core intact of them competing. But he didn't work out, and now you're looking at Clay probably walking, and Steph and Draymond aren't getting any younger. So I think it is the end, and it's unfortunate.
All right, let's move on to the next segment. We're going to do a little Eastern playoff preview, rapid fire. So I give you the series. You give me the winner and a quick statement about it. We're going to go Zach, Jack, then Jesse, and we're going to start Knicks Sixers.
All right. Sixers, because of the core three of Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and Nick Batum.
I was waiting for the Batum on there.
Yeah, to give you an unbiased pick here, I think I'm also taking the Sixers. I think the Sixers have been incredibly impressive as long as Joel Embiid has been healthy this year, and he looks like he's healthy. And I just think all around they're going to be the better team.
I'm going with the Knicks. I think Jalen Brunson, he's had to carry them since Julius Randle went down, and if the Knicks were fully healthy, I would absolutely take them, no question. But we don't live in a world of ifs, and they are not currently fully healthy. And they played some really tough basketball the last 2 weeks, and the Sixers are very hot right now. So I think it's going to be deep. Knicks in 6 or 7.
Yeah, this is the second best first round series behind Mavs Clippers, in my opinion. But I'm going the Knicks also, Jesse. I think Jalen Brunson puts the entire city of New York on his back and makes this a victory. He just figures it out. The Knicks are back. They're the second seed, and it's unfortunate for them that they had to play the Joel Embiid and the Sixers. Just kind of a weird quirk as far as that goes. But I think they do pull it out. Bucks Pacers.
Because of Giannis being missing, this is going to be closer than expected. But I'm going to say that Doc Rivers makes it past one round. I'm going to give it to the Bucks.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Bucks as well. I don't think the Pacers are playing very good basketball right now, and I also think that Giannis being out might give us the best version of Damian Lillard that we've seen all year. So I'm going to roll with the Bucks.
I'm going the Pacers. They were 4-1 against the Bucks this year. It seemed like they've kind of balanced themselves out the last 2 weeks, playing really good offense. Doc Rivers, get out of there. Give me the Pacers.
I'm going to agree with Jesse again. I mean, if Giannis is in this series, it's different, but. And I know the Pacers have been terrible. It's a tough pick to make, but the Bucks can't play defense without Giannis back there to clean up all their mistakes. And I think that's going to prove huge. And the Pacers are just going to try to score 150, and they might do it each and every night. So I think the Pacers win this one. Cavs Magic, maybe the worst of the 8 series.
Yeah, not one I'm especially looking forward to watching, but I kind of like the young Magic in this. I'm going to take them for the upset, I mean, I guess you can call it an upset if you want. I'm taking them in the upset. I think they're going to get it done in 5 or 6 games.
I'm going to go with the Cavs. I think they're all around the more talented team. I love what the Magic have done this year. I'm a big Paolo Banchero guy, but I think the Cavs are all around a better team.
I would love to go with the Magic as well. I really do. However, Donovan Mitchell is just one of those guys who really elevates when it comes playoff time. And I think Paolo is going to be a breakout star next year. He already was this year. I think even more next year in the Magic. I mean, they're going to be probably a top 4 team in the East next year and for years to come, looking with all the talent they have. But I'm going with the Cavs. I think Donovan Mitchell just takes over.
I'm going with the Magic. I just think they're too ignorant to know any better. Not having played in a series together before, and Banchero goes in there and just takes over and wins this for them. I think the Cavs have been a train wreck, and that's the path. 4th, okay, I'm not gonna let you pick between the Celtics and an 8 and whoever the 8 seed team. So, which team of Bulls Heat has a better chance to win one game from the Celtics?
It's the Heat, and very easily. I trust Eric Spoelstra to be able to outcoach the Celtics for at least one game if the Heat are going to face them. So, to me, it's easily the Heat.
Yeah, I agree. It's the Heat. The Bulls have just not been good this year. Like, the people are impressed because they destroyed the Hawks, who were also not good this year. But, even without Jimmy Butler, it's the Heat.
I could not disagree more. Without Jimmy Butler, the Heat do not have a killer. I know that Tyler Hero had a great end to the game, but he was 9 for 27 throughout that game. And Bam Adebayo just doesn't have the offensive game to be the number 1. DeMar DeRozan can take over a game. Kobe White can put in another 42, it seems. And they've got Alex Caruso. So I'm going to say the Bulls have the best chance to get one game off the Celtics.
I agree. I agree with Jesse. Maybe we've been together for 3 straight days. We're on the same wavelength. I think it's the Bulls. Now, not having Caruso potentially, could be an issue, but maybe he'll be back for that series if they
did he
win
get hurt?
the playing game. Yeah, he got hurt in the playing game.
Oh,
But
well,
but either way, I'm still picking the Bulls because the Heat, maybe they're fighting on the bus. I mean, who knows what's going on with the Heat? I'm going to take the Bulls. All right, Western
9 for
Conference
28.
playoff preview. Western Conference playoff preview, rapid fire. All right, here we go, Zach. You ready? Mavs, Clippers.
It's the series that everyone's looking forward to. I'm going to go the Clippers. Clippers in 7.
Yeah, I'm fired up for this series. I'm going to go with the Mavs, man. They've played really good basketball this year. They played really good basketball lately. The Kyrie-Luka duo has figured it out, and I think they win this series.
I'm going with the Mavericks as well. Luka's going to take over. I think Mavs in 6.
I think Mavs in 5. They're just playing so well, and the Clippers can be the last month of the season were a little bit schizophrenic and being good and bad and whatever. So I also like the Mavs to win in the next round against the Thunder. So I'm picking almost against my ultimate prediction that Luka will never get to the NBA Finals. So we'll see how it goes. Suns Wolves.
This is another series that I'm very excited to watch. Wolves are definitely a little less experienced, but I think they figured it out with the team they have this year. I'm going to say Wolves in 6 or 7.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Suns. I feel like the Wolves have been really good this year. I feel like they might be a year early. And the Suns, I think we finally get a Kevin Durant masterclass in a playoff series. We haven't really had a lot of that throughout his career. I mean, he's obviously been Kevin Durant, but I think this is a series that we're going to remember as, wow, Kevin Durant was dominant.
I think that this is an utter failure of the Suns that's just been waiting to boil over all season long. And this is, I think, with the Anthony Edwards wow series that we look at where he takes over and Minnesota wins. I just think that this Suns team has been just something waiting to go wrong. And yes, they middled their way to the 6th seed, but I just think that Minnesota was the number 1 team in the West until 2 days ago. They're not losing to the Suns.
Jesse, not only are we on with the pick, but that was exactly going to be my take. I think the Suns are going to implode during the series. I think Bradley Beal is going to cry at some point because he's not getting the ball enough or something like that. I don't think Durant shows up. I think they showed up in that final game because they knew they had to win and have the Pelicans lose to get that 6th spot. But there's no way they beat the Wolves. I agree. Anthony Edwards all the way. Lakers, Nuggets.
Nuggets in 6.
The Nuggets. Move on. It's depressing, but I don't think the Lakers have a chance. It's the Nuggets.
If Jack's not going to do it, I will. Give me the Lakers in 7 because I think if the Lakers were going to play the Nuggets at some point, they need to play them tomorrow to have the best chance because they're the healthiest they're going to be. The more games that they play, the more chances for either AD or LeBron to get hurt. The Nuggets are not really on a roll yet in the playoffs because once that train gets going, it's hard to stop. So I think their best shot is to play them in round 1. And I think that this is their chance to upset the champions. Give me the Lakers in 7.
Well, I hope you're right.
Someone's got to be bold on this show.
All right, Jesse, this is where we disagree. I'm going Nuggets in 3 because I think after 3 straight beatdowns, LeBron retires, AD quits, and the Lakers are done. Over to the Thunder. Any chance that either team coming out of the West play-in beats the Thunder?
No. Just no. No, period.
Honestly, if the Pelicans were healthy, I think there would be a legitimate chance, but without Zion, I don't see it.
Yeah, I would give the Kings a better shot to beat them than the Pelicans, but I don't think either of them are taking on the Thunder. De'Aaron Fox has a chance to take over a game in the playoffs. He's one of the most clutch guys in the league, but he can't do it all himself, and I think the Thunder just have way too much offensive talent.
Yeah, this is where my heart hurts because I was actually a little bit like, okay, if we don't have to play the Nuggets, that's fine. With Zion, we have a true chance against the Thunder, and we tied them this year in that 2-2, the Pelicans and the Thunder this season, but not without Zion. All right, let's move on over. Jesse's going to do a little play-in trivia.
All right, let me pull it up. So, my trivia for today is Can you name the single game leaders in NBA play-in history? So, who's had the most in a certain stat in the play-in since its inception to the league? So, we're going to start off. Who's had the most points in a playoff game? Sorry. Who's had the most points in a play-in game?
Is it Kobe White? Like, I can't remember one that was higher than 42.
So, the point value is 50 points.
Oh, okay then.
Is it?
Oh,
No, I don't think it's DeMar DeRozan. I don't know why he came to mind.
no.
Nope.
I might remember it, actually.
Go ahead.
Is it Cat?
It is not Cat.
Oh, I thought they did it one year to get the 8 seed.
It's an
Is
Eastern
it
Conference player.
Eastern Conference.
is it Jimmy?
It is not Jimmy.
Is it Trae Young?
It is not Trae Young. It was in 2021.
Who's been in the
Oh, let
play-in?
me go back to my Eastern Conference play-in knowledge from 2021.
Yeah. It's kind of a shock.
What teams have been in the play-in in the East?
I feel like the Bulls and the Heat every year in the play-in.
Right, and the Hawks.
And the Hawks. Yeah, it's just like,
Yeah.
what is that fourth team? Is it Bogdanovich for the Hawks? Something really off the
No,
map?
this guy is an all NBA level player.
Bam
no
Adebayo?
scrub is dropping
No.
50.
Bam
in
did
the
not drop
elimination game.
50.
Yeah, worth a guess.
Also, this is 50 in 2021, so like it's a real 50, not the inflation 50 as of late.
Could it be like Julius Randle?
Nope.
That's a good guess.
That is a good guess.
Cavs. What about Donovan Mitchell?
No,
Nope.
they weren't.
He wasn't in the East at that point.
Yeah, you're right.
Was there like a Raptor that did it?
You guys are forgetting one team.
Is it Bradley Beal with the Wizards?
No.
Ooh.
Oh,
You have to make the play into to
is it KD?
It is not KD. No.
Oh, Kyrie?
No.
Harden?
No. But this team faced the Nets in that playoffs.
Is it Giannis?
No.
No, they weren't in the play-in.
We'll still that.
I
I'm thinking of the
thought they-
Nets.
They didn't face the Nets in the
series.
play-in. They won the play-in to face the Nets, I believe.
They won the play-in to fade. What seed were the Nets? Oh God.
Oh, was it Westbrook?
No, but it's not Westbrook. But he had some big games in the play-in, but not him.
Not Westbrook.
This guy is on the All NBA first team probably this season.
Tatum?
What?
Jason Tatum scored 50 points in the play-in 2021.
The Celtics were in the play-in?
They were the 7th seed with a record of 36-36 in the 72-game season.
I had it fully reversed in my head. I thought the Celtics were the 2 seed and the Nets were the 7th.
The media wants you to think that the Celtics are a super team, but they really were 36 and 36 a few years ago.
You know, I just can't believe that Tatum did that at 19 years old.
Yeah, he was
That
actually
makes me
19 then.
that makes me so angry that the Pelicans are going to miss the playoffs with 49 wins and they were in with 36 and 36.
All right, next up, who's had the most assists in a play-in game?
I feel like this could be Trae Young.
It's not. It is 15 assists.
Wow. Okay.
Same year.
Can we get a
2021.
conference? Can we get a conference?
Eastern Conference 2021.
Oh, same year.
Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook with 18
All right.
points, 15 assists in a play-in victory. Rebounds, baby.
AD.
Nope. The total is 23 rebounds.
Oh.
Bam Adebayo.
Nope. We got a Western Conference player this time.
Ooh. Okay. Valanciunas.
Yeah.
What?
Let's go.
He was a member of the Memphis Grizzlies at the time.
Jonas
All right.
Valanciunas.
Blocks. We got a three-way tie. If you get either of them, I'll give you it right. It's 5.
Bam Adebayo. I'm gonna say Bam Adebayo.
Nope.
Ah.
AD.
Nope.
Go back to the same.
Valanciunas. Valanciunas.
How about Jared?
Huh?
How about Jared Jackson?
Nope. Their name. None of these names have been said yet today. So new
Okay.
names.
Okay, new names.
Vucevic.
Nope. He's not really a shot blocker.
No, still.
Draymond.
Good guess, but no.
That was going to be my next guess.
It's a great guess. Great guess.
Not if it's wrong. It's a terrible guess if it's wrong.
Awful guess. Get off the show.
Who's been in the play-in, man?
All three of these players, their teams in the East were not playoff teams this season. So this current season, their team was not a playoff team, but then
Okay.
Did somebody say Jaren Jackson? Or I guess he
Yeah.
wasn't there.
Yeah.
How about let me get some Nick Claxton action.
Nick Claxton with 5 blocks is the number
Wow.
one answer, tied with
Wow.
Daniel Gafford of the Wizards and
Mm.
Jakob Pertl of the Raptors.
Oh.
Okay.
Moving on, steals, 5 steals in a play-in game, Western Conference.
I'll just say Herb Jones and hope for the best.
It's not Herb Jones, so I'll give you a hint. This is the most obscure guy on the entire list. He was a Golden State Warrior.
My next guess was going to be Draymond, but it's clearly not that.
It's not.
It's
I'm
not one of the big name Warriors. I don't know what year this is from, but he's not in the league anymore.
gonna guess Kevon Looney.
No.
He's not in the league anymore. I don't
It's
know.
absurd that this guy's on the list.
JaVale McGee. I don't know.
No. Let me see if I can see where he plays now, if he still does. He currently plays for the Greensboro Swarm of the G League.
I know exactly who it is.
Yeah. I thought you were actually going
God.
to. So,
What?
so actually,
year?
he was a Warrior in 2020, 2021, and that's the
Okay.
year that this happened.
Okay.
The next year, he was a Laker, and the next year, he was out of the league.
Got it. Juan Toscano Anderson.
Nope.
No? Oh, I thought I had it.
Same vein, though. Similar vein.
Another guy that was a
Who else was a
Oh.
Laker and a Warrior? This guy was also a King, a
Oh.
Blazer, a Hawk, a Warrior again, and a Laker again earlier in his career.
Are we sure this isn't Ish Smith?
It's not.
Wait, he was a Laker again earlier in his career?
2014, he was a Laker.
Kent Bazemore.
Yes, Kent Bazemore.
Oh, man.
All right, the record for 3 points in a play-in game.
Give me Tatum with that 50 game.
Nope.
Steph?
Nope. The record is 8.
Jimmy Butler.
Nope.
Clay?
Clay is fading.
Well, not this. They've dated before.
Yeah, but it's not. It has to do with that.
So is it a Western Conference?
It is a Western Conference team.
Okay.
Pretty recent.
Pretty recent as in that game.
As in last night or 2 nights ago, perhaps.
Who would have done that?
8. You said 8 threes?
8
Who had that many
threes.
threes? Am I tripping? Was it like
Oh, was it a king?
Might have been.
what was
Who
it
hit
Keegan Murray?
Huh?
Was it Keegan Murray?
It absolutely was Keegan Murray. 8
Really?
threes
Okay.
against the Warriors is the most in a playing game. Turnovers, 7.
Russell Westbrook.
Western
Keegan Murray?
Conference. No. This guy was getting absolutely strapped doing it himself.
Tyler Hero?
Nope. You've guessed this guy for a few other things so far today, but none of
Oh.
them right.
I was gonna say Jaylen Brown, but okay.
Tatum would be pretty funny, but I know it's not him.
No. Jimmy?
Western Conference.
Oh, Western Conference. Okay.
Honestly, I don't know if this was 2 nights ago, but it might have been the way the game went.
Draymond,
No.
Curry.
Steph Curry with 7 turnovers.
That's crazy. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, and that's I mean, there's one more on here, but it's plus minus. The highest plus minus is 30.
Oh my God. Is it also from the other night?
No, this one is he actually was already on the list earlier.
Tatum.
Nope.
Tatum would make sense. 50-point game.
Good old Russell Westbrook. Shout out to Russ. And yeah, you know what, Dub C, this is where the magic happens. And then in the editing stage, you just see like 2 guesses, and we're just like,
Exactly.
anyway, that was fun.
Why you watch the show?
It's one of the more random trivias. It's just like who on a 7 to 10 seed had one good game in the last 5 years. So it's pretty random, but that was fun. And I think I have one more. So
Yeah,
the
we're
next
sticking with
two
you.
is fun. All right, so we're sticking with the NBA. So in honor of my own Raptors, Jonte Porter, getting banned from the NBA. Can you name the 10 longest suspensions in NBA history? Now, this does not include lifetime bans, so Jonte is not on the list.
Darn.
so-
Well, I think I know number one, which it has to be Ron Artest / Meta World Peace for the Malice at the Palace.
he comes in at number 2 with
Oh, okay.
86 games.
Wow.
Wow.
Who had a long that?
Ja Morant.
John Morant comes in at number 9 with 25.
I'm gonna go Gilbert Arenas.
Gilbert Arenas comes in at number 4 with 50 for bringing a piece into the locker room.
I feel like there was another really long suspension for the Malice at the Palace. Who else would have
There's
had it?
several other guys.
Was it like Jalen Rose?
I had a different idea. It wasn't that, but Latrell Sprewell was.
He's
I
number
forget what
3.
he did.
He's number 3. He got 68 games for attacking his coach.
Right. PJ Carlesimo.
Yes. So you got
How about OJ Mayo?
number 1 with 164 games for doping. He got banned from the NBA for 2 years for anti-doping policy violation.
I think Chris the Birdman Anderson got suspended for something like that too.
He's not on the list.
Oh,
Okay.
you know what OJ Mayo reminded me of? Tyreek Evans. Didn't he have something similar?
Ooh, he was not on this list. Let me see if his was longer than 25.
Right? Like I'm pretty sure he had some sort of suspension for something similar.
I'll look that up, but
I don't know.
oh, you know what? Tyreek Evans was banned from the NBA for like 3 years. But
wow.
He was.
Wow.
I don't even know if that was ever.
What
Yeah,
about
I don't know whether or not
That wasn't even on the list that I saw because maybe he was just banned and it was like a
Yeah,
different
yeah.
thing. But anyway,
wasn't I think Steven Jackson got some games for the Malice in the Palace also.
Steven Jackson got 30 games, good enough for number 6.
Oh, what about Miles Bridges?
Miles Bridges is number 7, tied for number 6 though, with 30 games as well from the league. So by the way, I just found out. So Tyreek Evans was suspended in 2019 for 3 years. He was reinstated after 2, but he never played again. No one picked him up.
Yeah.
So
So it technically doesn't count.
he's not received another contract since. So that's why he's not on there. But yeah, Miles Bridges tied for number 6 with 30 games for domestic violence.
So what do we have left?
So I can hear your keys going crazy on the mic, whoever's clacking away.
All
I got
thumbs, baby.
You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9. So you're missing 5, 8, and 10.
I feel like there's more from the Malice at the Palace that we're missing.
There's one more.
Oh, Jermaine O'Neal.
Jermaine O'Neal got 25 from the Malice at the Palace. However, he was reinstated after 15, but he got 25.
Okay.
We got one more guy who threw a punch and one more guy who brought a gun.
Wait, who was
It's
the
so
guy?
sad. Yeah.
Was the guy with the gun related to the Gilbert Arenas thing?
No, this guy was also surprisingly he got 38 games. I don't know what team he was on, but let me find this out.
I don't know that I've ever heard of another like bringing a gun situation on the Gilbert Arenas. Like I don't
Maybe
know.
it was. Let's see.
Like, isn't it? What was the guy's name that was like involved with that? Like, what was Javaris? Is that who it is? Am I right?
You're on the money. Yeah. So this was related to the Gilbert Arenas incident.
Shoot, what was his last name? Javaris.
Like Crittenden?
Crittenden. Yeah.
Javaris Crittenden got a 38-game suspension for that incident.
Yeah, it was the same thing as the Gilbert Arenas one. It was both of them.
Wait, you said the other guy punched someone in the face, right?
It was a punch in the face.
Wasn't that it was Rudy Tomjanovich. It was that punch to the face. Wasn't that? I want to say the last name's Washington. I can't remember the first name.
The last name is Washington.
Oh,
they got 26 games for throwing a punch. This guy was a
Jack.
wizard, I think, at one point.
Jack, what's the first name?
Oh, not a wizard.
You would know
He
this.
was a warrior.
I don't know that I know.
This guy has the first name of a cartoon character. Actually, more like a
Kermit. Kermit.
Oh,
Kermit Washington. God.
Wow. Oh my God. I remember.
He's a Muppet.
He's a Muppet. Don't diss the Muppets. And to be fair, I remember watching like a little like a mini doc about that incident and like the aftermath of it. It was really interesting, actually.
I don't know why the first cartoon character that came to my head was Peter Griffin, and I was going to say Peter Washington.
Peter Washington.
SpongeBob
Pete Washington.
Anyway,
That would have been a
honorable
great
mention,
guess.
Shout out to Jody Meeks, who got 25 for doping as well. And Carmelo Anthony, who got 15 games for a fight as well back when he was on the Nuggets. So good list. OJ Mayo, though, takes the cake for number one. But Jonte, you're in our hearts. And if you got the locks for tonight's games, let us know.
Well, there was an awesome tweet that was essentially he got suspended for partnering with one of the NBA's biggest partners, FanDuel.
You know what you actually can't make up, by the way? There's a clip back from the Raptors-Kings game from which that whole incident happened, where Jonte Porter checks into the game as a FanDuel commercial is going on. I literally kid you not.
That is
that's awesome.
That was wild. It's just
That is amazing.
you can't write it any better.
Yeah, it's so funny to me that you have some of the biggest names like reporting. Like I think of Shams literally partnered with FanDuel reporting on the NBA.
No.
It's so funny to me.
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Yes. All right. Let's do a draft of the greatest late round NFL draft picks. Hey, our chat here gets to know that Tom Brady has been banned from this draft. You're going to see whenever this clip goes up later, people are going to be really mad that Tom Brady isn't drafted, but we've decided to ban Tom Brady from this draft because it'd be too easy as a first overall pick. But I do have the first overall pick in this draft, and if like at this point, I got to go with, to me, the greatest probably 6th-round pick that I've ever seen. One of my favorite players that I've ever watched. Give me Jason Kelce, first overall.
Reach. I'm sorry. I had to.
That is a super reach.
I'm happy. I love me some Kelce.
I'm glad you're happy.
Even
very
Taylor Swift wouldn't have taken him here.
Wrong Kelsey. But anyway, I'm going to go with a Hall of Famer on the field and a Hall of Famer on the mic. Give me Shannon Sharp on my team.
Solid.
Restitution.
All right. I'm going to go with, you know what? I'm going to go with a Hall of Famer on the field, but not necessarily a Hall of Famer off the field. Let me get Antonio Brown.
CTE
I got the-
having a great weekend, by the way.
So that pick is not a reach, but mine is because we're just playing favorites here. Okay,
Antonio
I
Brown
get it.
is an
I get it.
all-time great on the field.
So is Jason Kelsey. I don't know what you're yapping about. I don't know what you're yapping about.
Than Antonio Brown, and that's not
Absolutely. Okay, Brian, go ahead. You have 2 picks back to back. We're doing 3 rounds.
This is so easy because I get the guy that was my number 1 guy anyway, which is Terrell Davis, one of the best running backs in the history of the NFL, and it was like the 5th round. So thank you very much on that.
Great pick.
And then after that, I'm going to take Johnny Unitas, one of the best quarterbacks ever.
I was hoping he was going to fall back to me. That's a great pick. That's a great pick.
I'm going to stick with the theme of really good wide receivers, and let me get Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, I was hoping that didn't happen. That's okay, though. There's lots of good options here. I do want to get some favorites, but... So Terrell Davis goes off the board. That's a good pick. You know what? You're not going to try me with a sorry receiver like Crabtree. Give me Richard Sherman.
Love that.
It's a great pick. All right. Still plenty of great names. I have back-to-back picks here. You know what? First, I'm going to stick with my favoritism, but this guy, another Hall of Fame receiver going off the board. Give me Harold Carmichael.
Ooh. I was thinking about taking him to troll you, but...
Well, I mean, I've gone back-to-back Eagles for my first 2 picks. But I'm not going to keep that trend going as much as Darren Sproles tempts me. You know what? I'm going to stick to the trenches. Give me Joe Klecko.
Ooh.
Yeah. Building the trenches with Hall of Fame talent.
There's so many options I could go with, but you know what? I'm going to do a little homer pick, but you can't really argue with the facts. 8-time All-Pro, 10-time Pro Bowler, 3-time champion, arguably the best special teams player of all time. Give me Matthew Slater.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Argue with
I thought you were going for a different Patriot, but nice.
No, I think this guy is probably the greatest late-round drafted Patriot of all time.
No.
Clip it. Clip that, please. Thank you.
Clip that.
Oh my God. All right. I've got some fun guys on my team. I need some Hall of Fame talent. And I'm gonna stick at receiver. Let me get Chris Carter.
I thought about Chris Carter. I did. That's a pretty good pick. All right, Brian. You know what the obvious pick is. Pick him here.
So many ways to go. I'm not going to take a Saint. I'm not. I want to pick Marcus Colston, but he just didn't get the NFL-wide accolades in Pro Bowls and all that, so I can't take him. So I'm between Deacon Jones and Steve Largent, but Steve Largent was such a huge I was a huge fan of his as a kid, and he had all the records before Jerry Rice came into the league, and then they went away. So Steve Largent, wide receiver, Seattle Seahawks.
It's a great pick to finish it off. Great
and
pick.
congressman in Missouri.
One honorable mention, by the way, if we're talking late round draft picks, John Madden in the 21st round in 1958.
Drafted to the Eagles, baby! Woo! I honestly, if we were going 4 rounds,
football player.
He
legend,
was
just the legend of that. He went into 21st round is just unbelievable.
Yeah. If we were doing a 4th round, Pat McAfee would have been my pick.
If we were doing a 4th one, I was going with either George Kittle up there or Richard Dent, just because I love his name.
Yeah,
that is a fun name.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I would have gone for some David Bakhtiari action.
Yeah. Honestly, why didn't I go all trenches?
Jesse, I know you make fun of me for my Super Bowl history, but Richard Dent, MVP Super Bowl 20.
There you go. All right, Jack, you're up. Take us back to 2015.
All right, yeah, we're gonna hop back in our time machine here. Can you name the? Oh, I'm gonna redo that again. Can you name the top rushing leaders in the NFC in 2015? And we'll start with the Arizona Cardinals.
David Johnson.
Not David Johnson.
Oh, he was 2016, I think.
Yeah.
What was the guy's name?
Andre Ellington?
No. That's what I was going to say. No.
I don't know how many
2013
old Cardinals I know after that. Chris Johnson?
It is Chris Johnson. Well done.
I remember he
Wow.
had that 1 year with Arizona.
Very nice. All right.
Wow.
The Atlanta Falcons.
Devontae Freeman?
Devontae Freeman. Well done. Nice and quick. Carolina Panthers.
That's Jonathan Stewart.
Very nice, Jesse. On a roll. Jonathan Stewart. Chicago Bears.
I'm just gonna
the
let
guy
Jesse
from
do it.
Tulane.
I'll wait.
The guy from Tulane.
Matt Forte?
Matt Forte.
Forte. Well done. Well done.
This
All
is my
right.
year, man.
Yeah, I'm going to take a bathroom break. I'll be back.
Me and Jesse can go one-on-one for this one. All right. The Dallas
Seriously.
Cowboys.
That would have been
Murray.
that was
It's not
before Zeke.
It's not DeMarco Murray. This is the year after he signed with the Eagles.
The year after
Um,
him, before Zeke.
Yeah. It's not Zeke. Zeke was drafted the year after this.
Not
Zeke was
Zeke.
drafted
That's why he said
2016, I believe.
between.
Yeah. Who was it?
This one's tough because this is I remember DeMarco Murray up until then, and then can we get a hint?
This guy actually had a really good year that year. It was probably the best all-around season of his career. Certainly his best one in Dallas.
Wait. Is this Darren McFadden?
It is Darren McFadden.
Nice.
Well done. Well done.
Yeah. Let's go.
All right. The Detroit Lions.
Ooh,
Reggie Bush.
Not Reggie Bush.
would that have? That's tough. Who was? I had no idea because it was just all Matthew Stafford. They didn't have any run game.
Yeah.
How many yards did they have?
He only had 597 that year.
Oh my god.
But-
Oh Lord.
But no, there's a reason you will remember him. So I can give you a couple hints here. So he was a relatively highly drafted guy. This was his rookie year. And the Lions, they had a good amount of hype for him, but he never really whatever. He never really lived up to the hype. But they had some hope.
2015.
And this guy is still in the league. So he's made a somewhat
LeGarrette
run.
Blunt?
Not LeGarrette Blunt.
No, he was on the Lions later.
Yeah.
Much later.
Who's he play for now?
He's on the Raiders right now.
Amir Abdullah.
Amir Abdullah. Well done.
Nice,
Amir
nice,
Abdullah.
nice.
All
I
right.
only got it off the Raiders thing. That's good.
Okay. The Green Bay Packers.
Ooh, would that have been?
Oh, this has to be Eddie Lacy.
Yeah, Eddie Lacy. Well done, Zach. All right.
Nice, nice.
The Rams.
Gurley.
Yep. Todd Gurley. Easy. The Vikings.
Is that AP still?
Yep. AP. Easy. The Saints.
Mark Ingram.
Mark Ingram. Very easy. Well done. The Giants.
Is that Ahmad Bradshaw?
Not Ahmad Bradshaw. That's a great name, though.
Mhm.
No, he was like 2012.
Oh, what
like-
was the big? Oh, that was too far back. Never mind.
2015 Giants.
Oh,
How many yards, Jack?
He had 863.
Okay.
So decent season. Probably the best year of his career.
Ooh.
Eli Manning.
Run, Eli, run.
Let's see what I can give you. So this guy, he was drafted by the Jaguars. He played his first 3 years there. Then he spent 1 year with the Raiders.
EJ Yeldon? No, he was the Jaguars.
No. And then he played 3 years with the Giants to end his career. And this was his second to last season.
Man. I don't know if I have it. The Giants.
What, Rashad something?
Yeah, Brian?
What was
Rashad
his name?
Jennings.
Rashad Jennings. Well done. Well done.
Wow.
All right. The Eagles.
This is
DeMarco?
wow. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
DeMarco Murray. This is
DeMarco.
DeMarco.
Murray, yeah.
Yep, DeMarco Murray. Well
Fresh
done.
off his
Sadly,
player of the year.
sadly, this is sadly DeMarco Murray. Let's be honest.
No. All right. The 49ers.
Frank Gore, baby.
Not Frank Gore.
Oh,
2015.
Oh, is this a Carlos Hyde?
Carlos Hyde.
nice.
Well
Great.
done.
That's a great name for
Yeah.
trivia.
Great
Oh,
name.
great name. Fantastic name.
The Seahawks.
Beast mode.
Beast mode, baby.
Marshawn Lynch.
Not beast mode.
Thomas Rawls.
There you go. Thomas Rawls. Well
That
done.
came way too quickly.
What?
Now, you got that way too easily.
I just remember the Thomas Rawls lore of 2015. He was a beast in fantasy, and
Thomas Rawls is in the chat, and he didn't even come up with that yet.
was that the year? Was that the year that Lynch got hurt, or was that the year he left?
I think Lynch got hurt that year.
I think he was still there. Yeah.
This was Thomas Rawls' rookie season.
I just
So-
remember there was a year where Lynch was getting drafted super high because he was coming off of his prime. And in my fantasy league, Thomas Rawls was like the waiver winner of the year. And
Yeah, that was this year.
that was my
this-
first year playing fantasy. Yeah.
Crazy. Crazy.
All right. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Doug Martin.
Doug Martin. Well done. And
Mighty
the last one, we'll go with the Washington football team.
Oh, wait. This is Alfred Morris.
Alfred Morris.
Yeah.
Well done. Way to close
Yep.
it out.
That was a lot easier than the AFC, I feel like.
Yeah.
Either it was easier, or your guys' brains were just turned on. But
No, I remember the AFC one. I was like, I have no idea, but when we do NFC, I'm gonna get a lot of these right. So
uh,
I think that the 2015 was just like a better time in the NFC than the AFC. Like it was,
Yeah.
there was just more competition.
which is so weird because it's the complete opposite now.
I mean, it kind of makes sense, you know.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, good stuff. All right, we're gonna go on to our last thing, which you can see Brian is getting set up as we speak. Here, we'll take this off so we can see. We're gonna do our mock draft of just the top 15 picks in the draft. So, let me.
All right. So this is the order I have. Let's see. We're going Jack, me, Jesse, and Zach, and that is so that Jesse and I can draft for our teams. So, starting with the Chicago Bears, Jack, be bold, be
Can you
different.
give us an intro, Brian?
Sure, I'd love to get. Let's do an NFL mock draft picks 1 through 14. All right, over to you, Jack. Be bold.
All right. I mean, I would love to be bold with some of these draft picks, but this is not the pick to be bold with. It's Caleb Williams. It's always been Caleb Williams. And if it's not Caleb Williams, everyone in that front office should be fired. So Caleb Williams to the Bears.
All right, so I get the Commanders. So I'm trying to figure out who do I take that's going to frustrate Jesse more with his third pick. So and I'm just going to go. I'm going to make this easy. I'm going to go with the player that it seems the Commanders are circled around, that they're focused on, and that's my main man, Jaden Daniels from LSU.
Wow.
I hate that. I am not a Drake May fan, really at all.
Me either.
You
You can trade out. Just don't forget you can trade out.
can trade out, but I think, look, I'm going to do what the Patriots haven't had the guts to do, and that's take a skill position player. Give me Marvin Harrison Jr. at the third spot. I'm taking the best available player here. I don't want Drake May. There's way too many teams in the last 5 years where you look back at their top 3 pick on a quarterback, and it's just an absolute dumpster fire. I think there's a pretty much 0% chance that Marvin Harrison Jr. is a bust, and there's a way higher chance that Drake May is. I know it's going to be another year of rough quarterback play, but we got Jacoby Brissett back. We're good. We're going to chill. We're going to develop.
Oh man,
Awesome.
that's
Zach now drafting. Wait, Zach drafting for the Cardinals, a team that also needs a quarterback. Go, Zach.
if if I'm thinking of what the Cardinals would do, if I'm the Cardinals, I'm actually looking to trade back at this position, look for a QB needy team. So, is there any way that we could like trade back here, or no? We're
Yeah,
just
we
gonna
can
like
propose. We
All right, can
propose
we
a
can
trade.
we
Who do you wanna
propose
trade?
a trade to the QB needy New York Giants?
Or
Because
the
if I'm the
Vikings.
Giants, I'm probably trying to get up this draft
Why
board.
can't I find the Giants? There they are.
There they are.
Oh,
Trade with
I
the
wanna trade
Cardinals.
Arizona. All right, what's the deal?
Okay,
You obviously want the 4. You're going to give up
yeah,
the
it's
6.
it's
and what else?
four it's 4-6, and New York. Let's say they give up their second round this year and their fourth round next year.
They don't have a second round this year.
47.
Oh well, 47. They have 47.
Oh yeah. My bad.
47, and they give up their fourth round next year.
They would have to give up more than that.
Exactly.
I think they're
they
a
should
second
give up.
rounder next year.
Okay,
At
second
least
rounder
a
next
second
year,
rounder?
and all right, second rounder next year, and their fourth rounder next year.
I think they would have to give up their first next year.
I agree. I think they have to give up the 1st and the 6th
Move up
at
for a
the very
quarterback.
least.
I think that's going to cost you 2 firsts.
All right, well,
Yes.
we'll do whatever it needs to be done for the Giants, because honestly, it's pretty funny
Let's just call it
regardless.
2 firsts and the second this year, or just 2 firsts?
I don't think you have to give up the 2nd and
Yeah.
2 firsts to
No,
go
I-
up.
We'll see. Just propose it.
just
Let's
call it
see.
2 firsts.
2 firsts and then like a mid-round pick. That's what I would think.
Like 107.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, do 107.
All right, we've received the trade. The Giants trade their first rounder this year, their first rounder next year, and pick 107 this year for the fourth.
Yeah,
pick.
hit confirm for that proposal. Okay.
There you
So
go.
Giants move up, and they're going to take Drake May here because they're probably going to be circled in on JJ McCarthy unless something like this happens. They're not going to waste this opportunity. They're going to throw everything they can to move up and get Drake May.
And essentially what happens is he gets killed also because he's still got no one to hand.
Oh yeah, no.
And no one to throw it to.
I still just think like the only way the Giants do this is if one of those 3 quarterbacks falls to 4. Like it's not happening
No, I
without
hear
that.
you.
So
I hear you.
yeah, Giants trade up, throw away their future for Drake May.
All right.
All right.
Brian,
Over to you, Jack.
you wanted bold. I'm going to give you bold here. Let's make another trade here. I think the Chargers would be interested in trading this pick. They've got a lot of holes on their roster. I think the Minnesota Vikings come calling.
I think they
They've got-
have to take a receiver, though.
the
You
Vikings-
absolutely have to take a
The
receiver.
Vikings, they've got this is a deep receiver class. They'll be able to get a receiver. They have the Vikings have ammunition. They have a need at quarterback, and I think they would be salivating at the opportunity to jump up and get JJ McCarthy. So I think the Chargers will say the Chargers trade pick 5, and the Vikings trade both of those first round picks, 11 and 23. And I think they would have to trade a second rounder next year to get up.
But
that
do you
high.
think
They don't
They don't have a second rounder.
So then maybe we'll go with the third next year.
All right,
I-
I think that's enough. Let's see.
Well, why would they trade up to 5 when you know Arizona's not taking one at 6 and probably not Tennessee at 7 either?
But because other teams are trading up. This is good. There's a lot of quarterback needy
Yeah.
teams, and
That's true.
there's-
That's true. You're right.
There's
You're
really
right.
one true first round quarterback left. So,
Mhm.
But Jesse's got a point. I mean, Jesse's got a point. I get that you're fighting other teams, but you have the Chargers, then you have the Cardinals, then you have the Titans, then you have the Falcons. None of which will probably take quarterbacks.
Yeah. No, it's
You're
just,
fighting
that
others.
someone else will trade up. If the Vikings don't,
Right.
maybe it's the Broncos, maybe it's the Raiders.
The Raiders or something, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One of
let's propose the trade.
Oh,
Rejected.
Oh,
Oh.
those. Okay then. You know
Let's
what?
try-
That-
You want to go back to the drawing board?
yeah, I mean, I think we'll try it with the Vikings one more time. Maybe they give up 2/3. I think that would make more sense.
I didn't realize that it would reject it. I thought it was just going to
Yeah.
put it through.
I know. So
I-
what
I
are you
don't
saying?
think- I don't
11,
think it's
23?
3 11, 23, and then maybe give them 108 and that third from next year. I don't think they would give up 3 firsts.
I don't
Yeah, they're
think
not
they
gonna
would
do
either,
first.
but that is.
Let's just see if it goes through. Let's see if it goes through.
Big college quarterback is crazy.
Oh
No.
You're gonna have to
All
give
right.
up the first next year.
All right.
All right, so
I
then
don't think they're moving up 3 first. So in that case, I think the Chargers would stick and pick, and to me, it would be Malik Neighbors. I think that would make the most sense. They need a receiver. He's unreal. And if the Chargers don't trade out of that spot, I think that's the way that they go.
All right, I'm next. No. Yeah, I'm next. I got the Cardinals. You know what? If I'm the Cardinals, I'm thinking about trading again because you still have J.J. McCarthy there for a team that might want to jump up and get him.
Can we get through this without 15 trades for every pick, though?
No.
Well, the problem is they need a guard, not a tackle. You have a couple of tackles there. There's not a lot of players.
Everyone can use a good offensive tackle.
And I think they could trade back a few spots and still get a wide receiver. So who? Let's see. Who can we? First of all, let me look and see who's coming up here. You still got the Vikings potentially. The Broncos.
Maybe the Jets trade up and take J.J. McCarthy.
I think you're looking at 11, 12, 13. I think the Vikings, Broncos, and Raiders, I think are the three.
Yeah.
Let's go with – I think I'm going to be bold and be looking – I think Sean Payton's like, well, look, if the Vikings couldn't get it done, I'm going to give away the house. So the problem is they don't have 2 firsts in this draft, but I think they go first this year, first next year, and second next year. They really want to get there. They need.
Let's see if it goes through. Let's see it.
No. Wow. The problem is this is a really ugly spot for the Cardinals because
honestly, maybe the Vikings would try to trade up again.
All right, well, let's try.
Yeah.
Let's see. So we'll go 6 for 11, 23, 1, and
we think they give up 3 first-round picks.
Well, that got rejected last time.
No, that's what you just clicked.
This is a job-losing trade. If you
no. What I just clicked was Denver. What I just clicked was Denver, not Minnesota. When you did the trade,
you think Minnesota would give up 3 first-round picks?
If they did, whoever their GM is getting fired in 2 years.
No, they're not. I don't think the Vikings are giving up 3 first-round picks to move up 5 spots.
Do you think are we really considering 3 first-round picks for JJ freaking McCarthy?
I'm telling you honestly, if I'm the Vikings here, the Vikings to me are the least likely of that 11, 12, 13 to try to make an aggressive move like that because at this rate. The way the draft board is shifting out, they're fine at 11. They can get McCarthy at 11.
No, well, the thing is,
unless someone else trades up, is what I'm trying to say.
They acquired a second first-round pick to trade up. Like they want to get up. Now they can get into that 7, 8, 9, or 10 spot as well. But there's also going to be. I don't think the Saints are going to be part of this. But you have the Saints. You have the Broncos, you have them, and you have some surprise team somewhere, potentially also. But the clock is ticking, and the Cardinals at this point haven't found a trade partner, so they're just going to go standard. They're going to protect Kyler Murray and go with Joe Alt.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Over to Jesse with the Titans.
Since Joe Alt just went, we're going to go with the other best available tackle on the board, get some help for Will Levis. Give me Olumuyu, I don't know how to say that. Give me Fashanu tackle out of Penn State. I apologize. I give me the tackle out of Penn State.
Yeah, if I'm the Falcons, I'm definitely fielding offers here. But I think that there's a guy on the board meets one of their needs, and he's got a lot of hype coming out of Alabama. Give me Dallas Turner here for the Falcons.
Beauty.
That is a great pick for the Falcons because it's absolutely a reach, and they love to do that. So,
yeah.
Back to Jack with the Bears. Jack's running the Bears right now.
Bears.
This is interesting because it kind of feels like overkill, but I also kind of love the idea because Keenan Allen is old, and that's probably a 1-year thing. You got DJ Moore. But think about for the future, you're pairing up Caleb Williams with DJ Moore and Rome Odunze. I like that a lot. I think I'm going to take Rome Odunze for the Bears.
Honestly, as much as I love the Rome pick here, right? If Rome goes earlier, there's a legitimate shot. I would love to see Caleb Williams, Brock Bowers, and I would love to see that.
They've got Cole Kmet though.
Brock Bowers,
but like it's Brock Bowers. Like,
Colton
Brock
had a
Bowers
pretty
is-
great
that's-
season last year.
That's too high to pick him. They'd have to trade back to get him, I think. That's way too high.
I don't know.
All right.
I think this is about.
I honestly don't think it's too high. I think he could go at any pick.
But what tight ends are picked in the top 10 ever?
Kyle
Really?
Pitts.
Kyle Pitts.
Kyle
Okay,
Pitts.
and look how that worked out.
Yeah.
All right. The New York Football Jets, right now, they have the Vikings and the Broncos and the Raiders and the Saints all behind them, all need quarterbacks. There's no
That
way
sounds
they
so
do
wrong. The
anything
New York
great.
Football Jets. That sounds so wrong.
That's why I said it. All right.
Ugh.
So I don't think they pick McCarthy. I think they absolutely trade. I'm going back to Denver. Actually, I'm going to go to Minnesota because I think that's the smarter play. They're going to trade with the Jets. Let's see what they got to offer here. Obviously, 11 and 23. They want to get up to 10. I'm going to throw in a third next year, and let's see what they can do. It's one spot. Actually, I'm not going to throw in the third. Let's throw in Cleveland's fifth next year. Boom.
There you go.
There we go. Vikings on the board with J.J. McCarthy.
Mhm.
All right.
All right,
who's
Jesse, you
left?
get the Jets again.
I've just never understood the hype of McCarthy going top 5. I think this is a much more realistic output for JJ McCarthy to go a bit later. All right. If we're going with the Jets at number 10, give me Brock Bowers. The Jets at number 11. Let's go with Brock Bowers. I mean, Garrett Wilson is great, but really, you look at the other receiving weapons on this team, and there's just really not much going on. Tyler Conklin is a okay tight end, but if Brock Bowers has the potential to be a top 5 guy, I think you take him. Hopefully he can block, for Aaron Rodgers so that he doesn't get blindsided again. And you add another great Georgia weapon to this room. I think Brock Bowers is a great pick for them.
Mm-hmm. All right.
All right. Back
All right.
to you,
Broncos.
Jack.
Yeah, Broncos have failed.
Zach. Sorry.
Broncos have failed to trade up for a quarterback that they want. I say they go best player available. Give me Terrion Arnold out of Alabama. I think he is the highest rated cornerback from this year's draft. It feels like Pat Surtain's involved in so many trade talks. Maybe they even deal him away for, a pick in the first, second round, later on in the draft. But, immediately get your replacement. See how he works out. Terrion Arnold.
Or you just have one of the best shutdown corner duos in the league.
Or you do. So regardless, I think this is a very solid pick for the Broncos here at 12.
All right.
Also to me, the Raiders, there is one clear guy on this board. I'm not picking him, but I know who I would pick if I was
I was just
picking
making
for the
sure
Raiders.
you realized it.
No. I'm done. I'm done. I have no more picks. I'm done.
I don't know. The thing is, Leatu Latu would be an amazing, disgusting duo with Max Crosby. But I feel like the Raiders have too many needs to build up that strength. If you know what I'm saying.
But what's the most Raiders pick on this board?
No, the most Raiders pick is to take the guy from the biggest school. So and honestly, that might be what I would do. I'm a big Amarius Mims fan from Georgia. I think he's a really good offensive tackle. I think he's almost as close. I think he's pretty close to Olu Fashanu for the second best tackle in the class. So I think that's what I would do if I were the Raiders. Take Amarius Mims. But the flashy pick would be Leatu Latu. But I'll go with Mims.
I was gonna say
right.
take the biggest risk would be the guy from the smallest school, Quinion Mitchell.
That's not what the Raiders do. The Raiders never. They like Georgia and they like Alabama.
That's true. That's fair.
All right, I'm the Saints. We haven't done any trading up because Derek Carr cries in his locker if we talk about other quarterbacks. So I'm going to go with the offensive tackle that gets talked about in every mock draft to the Saints. It's almost boring at this point. I think he's already bought a home in New Orleans, and that's Fuaga. Done.
Yep.
All right.
you,
Is that
Jess?
all? Are we doing 15 or is that all?
Let's do 15 and 16, so you each get another pick.
Right.
All right. Interesting. If I am the Colts, they need secondary help. They need an edge. They need a tight end. You know what? We're going to take the edge. We're going to take Leatu Latu here and give him an edge rusher off the end. They've got a great D-line as is, but just keep building into that philosophy.
I would love that. Leatu Latu is my edge one in the class. I have him ahead of Dallas Turner. So I think he's a fantastic player and be really good there.
Nice. Very interesting board for the Seahawks here. They're probably going to end up. I'm looking at those team needs. Is that like center, offensive center, or offense? Okay, because I was confused. Center. Yeah.
I feel like you think about trading it here, no?
Yeah, honestly, I think this is a spot where the Seahawks look to trade. Can you scroll down a little bit? Let's see who's below.
Oh, I've got an idea.
Do you want your Steelers to trade up here?
Oh.
Who are you thinking? Because I'm not.
I'm thinking about your Eagles.
My Eagles. I'm trying to think who they'd want here though, because right now, Eagles perspective, I'm happy with a guy like Byron Murphy here, like going to 22.
I would love Quinion Mitchell. I think they would love to get a corner.
No, I know no, I don't want Quinion Mitchell. I'm not making the Eagles take him. I do not want Quinion Mitchell. You know what? Let's trade with the Rams here. Get our Aaron Donald replacement. Let's trade with the Rams. Rams move up a few spots with the Seahawks.
Yeah, but that's never going to happen.
The Seahawks.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, that's fair. To be fair, Eagles and Cowboys have traded in the draft to screw over the Giants. So,
you want to trade with somebody else as Seattle?
I'm trying to think like who needs like whose needs can be met. Steelers take an offensive tackle, but they can just wait at the same time. They don't really need to trade up. Yeah.
You could make this interesting.
I'm telling you, watch the Eagles trade up for Quinion Mitchell on draft night.
I wouldn't like that. Personally, I wouldn't.
We will. We'll be there. We're gonna watch.
Yeah, we'll be there. Yeah, we'll actually be there though, which will be nice. Yeah, I'll become the biggest Quinion Mitchell guy overnight.
You got to do this. You got to do this for the views, Zach. Trade with the Steelers and then take a punter.
No, but you know what? Honestly, I don't think that Steelers offensive tackle move is like the worst thing in the world. Do you, Jack?
No, but I think they would wait. I don't think they would trade up.
Let's see what they got to offer.
Yeah, let's see what they got. Seahawks obviously giving up 16. Steelers, I'm gonna say 4 spots.
I don't know. I do love Troy.
Do we think that current first, their second round pick, and next year's second round pick is enough?
Probably.
It's probably enough. Let's propose that. No. Okay.
No, I think to move up 4 in this spot, you got to give a second first. You just have to.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Okay. All right. You know what? We'll just draft. It's a bit of a reach, but I personally like him a lot as a prospect. I think Seattle would benefit from getting him. Let's go Byron Murphy here out of Texas.
Yeah, good player.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So,
oh my God, that name though, Chop Robinson is such a good name. It's a great name.
So that was only 2 trades, right? That we ended up doing. New York moved up.
Trading up, and then the Vikings.
The Vikings. Yeah. So, yeah. All right. We'll see if it goes Caleb, Jaden, Marvin Harrison, Drake May. That'll be interesting if it falls.
That would be wild. That would be wild.
Insane.
Awesome.
There's no way.
No way.
I received word that one of our other Patriots fans in the chat would stop being a fan if they take Drake May as well. So I know that I'm not alone.
You guys got to watch some Drake May film, man. He's a great quarterback.
I agree with you, Jesse. I'm not a huge fan of Drake May. I think he'll have a good career, but I would rather watch it from him playing on.
I would seriously my order of like hopes for this draft is they either get Jaden Daniels somehow or Marvin Harrison, or they trade out, then take Drake May. Like, I would rather them just trade down and take, like, maybe they trade down 2 or 3 spots and just take Neighbors, Odunze, or Harrison, and just let whoever wants to take Drake May and crash and burn in 2 years have him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
think if they trade out 2 or 3 spots, they're not getting Drake May. Somebody's trading up to get him.
To me, Drake May is the QB2 in the class solidly. Like, I think there's a gap between him and James Daniels.
I guess we'll see.
We'll see.
We will. As this podcast rolls on, 15 years from now, we'll be able to answer that question. We can always go back to this video to see what we thought. So,
yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. That's what we got for today. We'll be back on Monday for our regular show. And then Zach and Jesse and I are hitting the road going to Detroit. So, should be good.
See you
But
then.
until then, we'll leave you with this little number called the outro.